installment of what we're going to call COVID cooking. Actually, Seth and I did, what was the other thing we made? Crab cakes. We made crab cakes. Did a video for some of our family and friends, but we're going to take and we're going to try hard to make some meals that are real versatile. Some things that you can take some stuff that you maybe have leftovers or laying around in your kitchen. So we're going to make this frittata, and the frittata is basically an egg dish that you start on the stove and finish in the oven. And then you release it, get it out of the pan and put it on a cutting board, and you cut it out with like wedges. Everybody's getting wedges, almost like a pie or kind of like a quiche, but it's a one pot dish. That's one of the things that I really like about it. So this frittata is that you can use whatever you've got. If you've got bacon, you've got sausage, you've got chicken left over from last night, you've got whatever it is. What are some of the things that, some of the things you think you'd like to put in a frittata?
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes would be good.
Different kind of cheese.
Yep.
Pretty much any herbs.
Yep.
Lots of herbs.
Lots of herbs.
Onions.
Onions. Anything that you've got left over. This is a dish kind of like stir fry, where whatever you've got laying around in your kitchen, you can kind of, your fridge or your cabinets, you can kind of cut those up and put it in. Anything that you like the flavor profile of, which is why we're doing this. So ours today is just going to be some of the things that we have laying around. We have some spinach. I found a few potatoes that I went ahead and boiled. If you're going to put potatoes in, or meat, or bacon, or something like that, it really needs to be cooked, or you need to cook it first in the skillet before you put the eggs in, because that stuff won't get finished in the oven. We've got some onions. We're going to do some cheddar cheese. We got some of these little button mushrooms. We had a few of those laying around. Scallions, yep, green onions, and cilantro. So we have, these are our tops to our green onion, which we're going to use to garnish at the end. And then this is the bottom parts of our green onion that we're going to put in and cook down with the other ingredients. So just for another side, little bit of extra information today, I'm going to show you guys how to cut up and dice an onion really easily. You need to, this is the root end, so you cut it, I've got it cut and peeled, and this is the root end. We're going to lay it down on the board, and I'm going to use my knife, and I'm cutting all the way down to the board, but not all the way to the end of the onion. So I'm kind of making little onion fans, and I just follow the line of and the curve of the onion. And then we hold it this way, and once we cut through, our onion is already diced. I'll get it, it's okay, bud. So Seth, one of the things that I was thinking about, and maybe you can help me come up with some ideas. So we have, one of the things I really like about egg dishes.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Mom got those eggs? She made that breakfast casserole that we had the other day, and it had potatoes in it. She put the tater tots in it. I thought, man, I really, really like potatoes in egg dishes. So we had some potatoes that we cooked and cut up. But what are some other kinds of potatoes that people maybe have at their house? Some other potatoes that you could actually cut up and use in this dish.
I bet you could use some sweet potatoes.
You could use sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes would be amazing.
Those red tomatoes.
Red potatoes?
Yeah.
But what about like French fries? Do you think you could cut French fries up and use those in here? Put them in there? What about hash browns?
Yeah, you could probably use tater tots.
Yeah, tater tots.
You could pretty much, we're not necessarily following a recipe. We're kind of just finding a whole bunch of stuff in our pantry and our fridge, and then we're just putting them together.
Yep. So I think that
there's not really a recipe.
Do you think that you need to cook the French fries and potatoes, hash browns before you put them in, or could you put them in right out of the freezer and heat them up in the pan?
I mean, I guess you could do it either way.
I think you could really easily just do it right out of the freezer.
Yeah.
If it's French fries or something big like that, you might want to break it up but put a little bit of that in there and cook it and heat it up in the pan with the onions and stuff.
Right.
And then just bake the rest of your dish. So you said you wanted a whisk, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna see if that smaller whisk that you like, it was in the dishwasher. You bet. I'll put this one up. We're gonna add a little bit of heavy cream to this. All right. Now my favorite thing to add to this is sour cream, but we did not have any sour cream. If we had some sour cream, I totally would have put that in instead of heavy cream. It's so good with egg dishes. All right, I'm gonna put a little salt in there. You doing all right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm also gonna put a little bit of crushed red pepper, but I'm gonna try to not make it so hot like I always do, that nobody wants to eat it here. But I do like it spicy. Do you like it spicy?
Yeah, I like it a little spicy, like when it's spicy enough that it doesn't burn your tongue, but it tastes good.
Yeah.
And these eggs, we have chickens and they came straight from our chickens.
They did. Emily had to go out and get us some more, didn't we?
Mhm.
Yep. We were out. She had to go
Mhm.
pull them right out of the coop so that we'd have some for this demonstration. I'm using 8 eggs in here. But I would say anywhere between 6 and 12, depending on what you're doing. This pan, I've got this pan heating up. I'm on like medium heat. Eggs are something that people tend to overcook a lot. So I'm on medium heat. I've got a little bit of butter in here that I'm using. This is a 12-inch nonstick skillet. Now, one thing that I wanted to talk about was nonstick skillets. So the one that I have, if you notice, it has a metal handle. You can just keep it right over there, buddy.
Is it good?
Yep, it's good. It has a metal handle. And I like it because it has a metal handle. That means that we can put it in the oven at a pretty high heat, probably 450 or 475 degrees. If your handle on your Teflon skillet is rubber, that is one of the things that's going to keep it from being able to go in the oven at a high heat. They usually still can go in the oven, but I would say it's usually like 400, 425 degrees. You can't put it in any hotter than that because it'll start to melt your handle. So make sure you take a look at that when you decide what you're doing. We're going to put it in at 400 when we put it in the oven, just because I think that's a pretty safe temperature for most nonstick skillets. But if you had, if you're doing this in a skillet that is not nonstick, that's just a regular skillet, or maybe do it in a, might be hard to do, but maybe do it in a cast iron skillet or something like that, you can put it in the oven at a hotter temperature and get it done faster. So Seth's over there sweating those onions down. I'm gonna put in a little bit of, I'm gonna season it with a little bit of salt, okay?
Okay. We might want to put a little bit of pepper in there too.
You know, we put that crushed red pepper in the eggs, and I don't want it to be too spicy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the rest of these onions in that I cut up earlier. Those are delicious, aren't they? So, Bud, I've got these. Tell me what you think. So, we've got mushrooms and cheese and potatoes. I have a little bit of cilantro here, and I have this green onion. Do you think we should put both of those herbs on it?
What do you mean? Yeah.
Like we should put it both. We should use the cilantro and the green onion.
Yeah, I think it tastes good.
Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of cilantro.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should probably put a little bit of greens in there.
In the egg. I
Yeah.
think that's a great idea. So we'll keep the rest of this to kind of
like put
dress it out
sprinkle
with.
on.
Finish it.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and work this a little bit more.
Yeah, because we
I
want
want
everything.
this, and I want it to be real light and fluffy, the egg dish. So I'm gonna try to get some air incorporated into it.
Yeah.
So one of the things I like about how you did this was you really, there's really no streaks of the egg white. You got everything mixed together, so it was like one consistent texture. There's not like streaks of white, streaks of yolk. It's really important that you do that when you're making this frittata. Well, even when you're just making
when
regular
you're
scrambled
just
eggs.
making eggs.
Yep.
And yeah.
So I've got about 2 cups of mushrooms here that we're gonna add. The onions have been sauteing for a little bit, but I want to start working those mushrooms down. Steph, you want to put the mushrooms in?
Sure.
Okay.
They feel kind of soft.
Yeah, they are real soft. I really like those little, they're just like little white button mushrooms that everybody uses, but I really like them. You can just kind of dump them in if you don't want to get it all over the floor. All right, cool. So we're going to season these a little bit too.
Just plop these right back in there.
Yep. I said I like how you're not afraid to put your hands in the pan. If you want to be a good chef, not being afraid of the fire is one thing. Sometimes it's easier to just get down there in it, isn't it?
Yeah. Like not have it like, oh, I'm scared I'm gonna get burned. I'm trying to use my spatula. Flip it. I don't want to get burned.
Yeah, just get your fingers in there and touch it.
Fingers in there.
Yep. Sometimes you do. All right. You want to put these green onions in?
Sure. I make sure everywhere gets some onions.
You know what would be really, really good in this is if we had some, to put a little bit of bacon grease. If we cook those onions and those mushrooms down in bacon grease, this would take this to a whole new level. It would be delicious.
These mushrooms are starting to look pretty good.
Yeah, they're cooking down a little bit, aren't they?
Yep. Like you can tell they're starting to get kind of brown everywhere.
They still got a little ways to go. Let me put the rest of this butter in.
Mushrooms taste good though.
You like the mushrooms? Cool.
You're right. It does taste really, really meaty.
Yeah.
Like really.
That flavor is called umami.
So like, if you're not eating meat, or you're vegan, or you just like,
or you just don't have any meat and you want something to kind of taste meaty, that's why they put mushrooms in soups and.
We sometimes even put it in like, Mom put some in that casserole.
You stop stirring around. Yeah, they're good in casseroles, but we got to cook them down to get that flavor.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. All right, let's put the potatoes in.
Okay.
I got these.
Okay.
Stay right over from me. There you go, right here. You don't have to look at the camera. All right, so we put the potatoes in. What do we got to put in next? What do we got to do next?
Oh, we gotta put the.
We got to salt them, right? We got to season them.
Yeah, we gotta salt.
We got to season as we go. There you go. All right, that's probably good. Put a little more attention there. I think I'm gonna put a little bit of pepper on
Just a little bit.
these potatoes.
Not too much to spice really everything up.
Just a little bit.
But like, keep it nice and not too hot.
I'm gonna break these chunks up and kind of stuck together a little bit. Yeah, it's a little hot. It's getting hot. You're good. That's it. We got it. Need a paper towel.
No, I'm fine.
Don't lick my fingers.
Ooh, I got great cut. Pepper and cuts do not go good together. So we're gonna keep these herbs for last so we can like pretty much do anything we want. Like sprinkle them on top, like do whatever. Or you can save them if you don't have a lot. You could just like save some and not sprinkle them on top. Like you're making it. Like you can make it however you want.
Let's go ahead and put the I'm gonna put this spinach in. So this spinach is gonna cook way down.
Now you pretty much can't see anything.
Yep. All right, so now we put the spinach in. What do we got to do?
We gotta put more salt.
We gotta season it. That's right. I got this real quick. I'm not gonna put a lot in, just a little bit.
Just give it a little.
And then I think this is when I want to put in some of that garlic oil.
Okay.
So So I'm gonna put a little bit of this garlic oil in on this spinach.
You know what would be good?
What?
If we put real garlic in it.
It would be good, but I thought, you know, we'll try to use up this product that we got. I found that when I was cleaning the den.
That was
Plan.
like that's just what makes sense.
So this is where we're at again with the pan. We've still got a little ways to go. I want to get that spinach wilted down a little bit more, and then we're going to put in the cheese and the eggs. All right, so let's put a little bit of your cheese down there.
Just enough to spread it around.
Let's put a little bit. Yeah, we're doing all right here. That looks good. I like that. That's no. Save the rest for the top.
And all we're gonna do is let that cheese melt down into it.
I'm gonna go ahead and put the eggs on. We got the cheese on. We got the eggs on.
It's 6 o'clock.
All right. So here, stand over here so they can see. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this around. All right, and what we're kind of doing is, you know when you cook scrambled eggs and like some of it cooks on the bottom and then you move it and then the liquid part pops up there?
That's pretty much what we're doing.
That's what we're doing. We're trying to get this egg cooked, so we kind of move the cooked egg out of the way and let the liquid egg get to the bottom. And what we want to do is we kind of want to keep doing this until most of the liquid is cooked, and it's just a little bit wet on top. All right, it's going to be a little wet on the top, and then we're going to put the cheese on and finish it in the oven.
Because like it's gonna be really hard to stir it if all of these ingredients are in, and we don't want them to fall out. So we're just gonna pretty much like finish it in the oven.
Yep. And we used 8 eggs because that's how many eggs we had.
That's how many chicken, because that's how many eggs our chickens provided for us.
That's how many we had left today. Yep. So I don't know if you can see this, but it's still a little, it's solid. It's probably, I'm going to cook it for a little while longer. Still got a little jiggle to it, and it's real wet on the top. But we're going to go ahead and put the cheese, cook it for a little bit longer on the stovetop. We're going to put cheese on it, top it, and then we're going to put it in the oven.
Are you going to put some more cheese on it?
Yes, we're going to just put the cheese right on the top. Hold on, let me stir it just a little bit more. Yeah, all right, hold on. Give it one little shake, get everything kind of, all right. So we're gonna just cover the top of it with that cheese. I want you to do it right here so they can see. We'll get this out of here. What do you think? We might need some more cheese.
Of it. Not that much left, honestly. Like,
Let's put some of those green onions on before we put it in the oven.
alright.
Just some of them.
Okay.
We'll leave the cilantro for after. Okay. That looks good. We'll see you guys when it's done, and you can watch us take it out of the oven, and we'll show you how to get it out on a board so you can cut it up and serve it.
Yep.
So this is our frittata. It was in the oven for, I don't know, 25 or 30 minutes at 400 degrees. And we're going to take it out. I'm going to show you how to take it out. I took the spatula, this rubber spatula, and kind of ran it along here so that we got a nice, got it loosened up so that it's not stuck. And then we're going to show you how to take it out.
going to slide this frittata out.
Yeah, so there's a couple of ways to do it. One of them is to just kind of slide it out onto a cutting board, and sometimes that'll work really well. This is a pretty foolproof way to do it. I'm going to use this baking sheet. I'm going to use the back side of this baking sheet, and I'm going to set it down on here. I'm going to flip this over, loosen it a little bit, shake it, boom! Came out so pretty. And then I'm just going to take this cutting board and sandwich it, flip it back over, and voila! There's your frittata. So, I hope you guys enjoy this. What's up? You want to cut it open and show them? All right. We'll use this serrated knife.
So we cut it open, and then we're going to show you what it looks like on the inside.
Looks beautiful. Big chunks of potato.
Yeah.
And everything else in there. We're going to take and finish it off. We'll take our green onions. You want to put the cilantro on there?
Yep. Oops. Just put a little brightness on it.
Brighten it up with some fresh herbs.
Yep.
And we hope that this is something that you can make at your house with whatever you've got laying around, and that everybody stays safe and stays home, and we get back out into the real world real soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.